everybody. Welcome to another HairUWear Cares Facebook Live. We have a great show, and I have to say, I'm really excited today because I get to be with two people who I haven't had the opportunity to spend some time with in a long time. As you all know, Mr. Karleigh and his lovely sister, Miss Karleigh Marsh. So, hello, people. Welcome back.
How are you doing there, Frank? Do you know what we were saying, me and Karleigh? We were so excited about doing this show because this is sort of the original crew, you know?
Yes.
We're bringing back the original crew. So I think it's going to be fantastic.
It is. And I'm really excited for it too. That's why I was like thrilled. And, you know, we've been all kind of getting back to our lives and trying to get some semblance of order in now with the post-COVID thing, right? It's not over, but we're getting back to some normalcy. And you're getting busy again. I'm getting busy again. Karleigh's getting busy again. So for us to be able to reunite, it's really great. And also to have all our wonderful supporters and friends and businesses that are joining us today as well to watch the show. Thank you all for joining as well.
Yeah, it's really great because you know what? I just want to say the big thank you to all the normal girls. You're going to have people here from Australia. We've got people here from France, Britain, of course. Hi, America. It's great to see you. Great to all our Charlie's Angels. And I just wanted today, because we haven't had the three of us like this for ages. And we've been excited about this new range. And we're also going to sort of touch on the winter stuff as well, which we're going to talk about later. So fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. So for those of you who are joining us today, Kyle and I and Karleigh are going to be presenting you with the new Gabor collection for spring. And then we were kind of talking about this show and saying, you know, we came up with the winter collection, and it was a little bit dodgy in the beginning as far as our launch because we were waiting on product to come in, and because of the COVID and the transport, our regular launch was a little bit off schedule. So we're like, let's just review the winter styles too. So today, it's all of Gabor for 2022. How exciting is that?
I know, fabulous. And you know, it's something about the Gabor, you know, because, you know, as we know, it's an iconic brand. It's very close to my heart, you know, and especially to Lawrence's, because we sort of started with it when we started our careers, and we celebrated 50 years in the business. So this is our deluxe range. And, you know, it's just getting from strength to strength and even looking more fabulous.
Absolutely, because we're trying to make it happen, aren't we, Kyle? We're trying to make this happen. And, you know, we're listening to what people are saying. We're trying to give our customers and our clients what they want. And so, you know, here is our collection. We're excited to present it. Want to say hello to a few people, right? So Jess Marie is joining us. Hello, Jess. Hello, Lori James. She's coming in from Idaho. Hello. We got Karen Felder. Hello, Miss Karen. Good to see you joining us. And it's always great. We got Michelle joining us. Always great to see our friends. And we're excited to present to you some great looks. But first, kids, what do we always do? Because
priority.
This is a happy hour.
Priority.
It is waiting in here. There is, outside of a champagne cork popping, in my opinion, there is nothing more glorious than the jangling sound of ice in a cocktail shaker getting a martini ready. So
absolutely. Well, my mother, you know, she always finds some crazy fancy bottle.
God bless Jackie.
So the last time I went down to Wales, she's got me this gold Russian vodka. So
oh my gosh.
It's 11 o'clock in the night here, so we are allowed to have a strong cocktail.
Yes, and it's 5 p.m. here, so heck with it. Kids, let me welcome you back. Let's welcome our wonderful friends who are joining us today. Welcome to everybody. And let's get this happy hour started. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Absolutely cheers. Yeah, so once again, hi everybody in America. I know because there's going to be a lot of our crew watching. Biggest love to you. And like I said, we were excited again about just with the Gabor range. As you say, it's got a special place in our hearts. And I think this spring collection, you know, we got some fabulous things to show. We really have.
Absolutely. So for those of you who are able to join us, great. Those of you that maybe just can hang on for a little bit, I want to let you know the wigs that we're going to be showing are available in our catalogs, but more importantly, they're available to you right now. If you go online, you can go to flipsnack.com and you can check out Gabor there, or you can go to our HairUWear website and you will find our catalogs, you will find these styles. So everything you need to know, all the details about them is available. Also, feel free, if you have a sales rep over at HairUWear, to give them a call and ask them what they think and to give their opinion with you. So we are live today, Kyle. I don't know if you know this. We are live on both the HairUWear Facebook page and we are live on the Gabor Facebook page. So
no pressure.
No.
I'm really making Chris work. So
exactly.
Well, yeah, you know what? My brochures came not so, I love getting the new brochures. I just sit and study it, and such a beautiful coffee table book, great for your salons. Got everything in there, and it's nice and heavy. I love it.
Yeah, I know, right? It makes a statement, right? I like actually I love looking at it on my iPad. So that's a way I like to look at it too. So whatever works for you all, check it out. But you don't have to go too far, because we actually have these styles here today, and we're going to be presenting them. As you can see, Karleigh looks absolutely stunning. And part of the reason she looks so stunning is because she happens to be sporting our new Gabor spring wig called All the Best.
Wow. I love this style.
Right? Let me bring her out. I'm going to bring her out on my mannequin.
It's nice for me to have an actual, because normally we did this in COVID and Karleigh was in her house and I only ever had the mannequin. So it's great I can actually get this on Karleigh's head and really show you what it looks like, Yes.
And so I'm going to show it to you all out of the box, because I can put it on my mannequin and I can set it on here. You can see what the style looks like as it comes just to you plain. I just took this right out of the box. I'm setting it on the mannequin. Kyle and Karleigh are going to be able to show you what you can do with it when you actually have it on your head and it's secure. Unlike my mannequin, which every time I brush it, you know how many times I brush this and the wig just flies off because I have nothing to grip this to. So anyway, I'm showing All the Best in GL 23101SS. This is the soft shade Sunkissed beige. And what I want you to pay attention to is when you're looking at the SS Sunkissed beige, there is some depth here at the root you could see. It just adds a little dimension. It adds a little bit of depth, but it's not overwhelming. And then you get this beautiful platinum. This, to me, truly is the Marilyn Monroe blonde. This is it.
This is the blonde that I want to take to the hairdresser. Just want to take this and I just want it there. It's the blonde I think we all want. It's the coolest, whitest, on-trend blonde. It's just really fabulous. But it's such a fabulous transitional color because, it works on a really young sort of rock chick look, but it's such an elegant classic look too for any age of woman,
Yes.
Yeah.
And we featured this. We have a photo of this on our model. So if you guys will recognize the look, when you see it in the catalog, you'll be able to distinguish which style it is. And it's really a lovely style. What we did is we created a short style that can be worn by a lot of different people because of the structure, because of this beautiful round shape in it. It does so much for the crown and the back of the head and the profile to really give it a beautiful, sophisticated appeal. The other thing about it is its construction. So let me pull out the construction on this so you can see it. This is light as a feather. This wig is completely hand-tied on the top. So look at this. You have an extended ear-to-ear lace, right? So what that means is you're going to get that wonderful natural appearance at the front. It's going to look like the hair is growing right out of your scalp. And then you're going to move into this hand-tied area in the top, which allows you to part it in any direction that you want. Not only that, that hand tying is so luxurious because it's so light. So it doesn't feel very heavy. There's going to be no permatease in this area. It's going to lay very naturally. And then we move into the wefted sides and back with the velvet ear tabs and the velvet nape. So very comfortable, very easy to style. Kyle, I love what you're doing with that on Karleigh.
Well, I just want to show you, I'm spritzing this with some of our HairUWear product because I love it, okay? I started up very classic on Karleigh, but I just want to show you, girls or boys, I'm just wetting this with our little conditioning spray, but Karleigh, can you get close up to the camera for us and just show that hairline?
Yeah.
Thank you, love. Because look at
that.
Come up close like that, Karleigh. Yeah, stand up actually.
I'm too short. Though.
Yeah, can you see that? Look at that.
Look at.
I know. absolutely
It's amazing.
Stunning. Really beautiful.
I mean, you can wear this with such confidence if you want a short, sassy style, and you don't have to worry that you're going to be clocked, that this is a wig, that this is not your hair, because this lace front is just meticulously done. I have to say the truth. And you can see it on Karleigh. There's no lie. This is regular cameras. You know, she's wearing it there live in the flesh. And I really wanted to say, you know, I don't even think I've seen you in a more stylish wig than that, Karleigh. I mean, it's just
you know, that we're having this big 90s resurgence, and I put it on, and Karleigh dyed her hair this color, but it's very Bridget Nielsen, you know, and I just, that jetted sort of that, you know, and in this color, it's amazing. I love it. Absolutely.
It's very nice. It's very nice. So Kyle, Kathleen wants to know, she says, what is the size of the cap on this? So I'll guess I'll answer. It's an average size cap, Kathleen. So it does also, you know, stretch and accommodate, as we were talking about before, because you have these adjustable hook and loop and or Velcro adjusters in the back. So, you know, it does stretch to accommodate. So if you're a little bit on the larger side than an average, it will fit you as well. So, and also if you're a little smaller, because you can really dial those Velcro tabs down. The other thing, the other thing about this is you're going to notice it has this little, it's totally symmetrical here into the front, okay? So these little points that come right in front by the cheekbone are totally symmetrical, but you have this fringe, which kind of is a little playful. It kind of is a little longer and slides into that side. So you could wear it almost like a longer fringe, or you could just brush it back and it will appear shorter. So there's some options and some variability in that as well.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I really love it. By using a bit of product, we can sort of really funk this up as well. But if I turn Karleigh around, Karleigh's hair is very long, but look at this beautiful silhouette, and look at this fantastic neckline for any women out there who are necessity wearers. Because Karleigh, pop your head up, love. Because this is the thing. A lot of ladies get, if you've lost your hair, this little tell time, you know, the things like this that people get a bit paranoid of. People sat behind you at work, or you're traveling on the bus or whatever. Look at this. It absolutely snatches into the nape of the neck. Karleigh, move your head back and forth for me. It moves with you. Yes. And it's just, once it's on, it's your hair, you know? It's your hair. 100%.
And, you know, Beth Franklin says she loves it pumped up. She goes, where's the club, Kyle? Where's the club? But that's what you feel. And I guess that's what I love about it on you, Karleigh, is you look like so sophisticated and so stylish in it. And I know you've worn a lot of wigs. You wear them all beautifully. But there's something about this, I don't know, on you, it really, it takes on a whole new life. And that is what is so great about it. For anyone, it can be styled very demurely and softly and very conservatively, or you can really, like Beth said, pump it up, you know?
Pump it up. I mean, you know, I like to shake the wigs and give them a bit of texture, and I don't like them to look too set. But then, of course, if you've got a lady in your chair, I keep on saying lady, guys, whoever.
I know.
You know, we're living in a world now where these wigs are just them. So basically, you know, we can smooth this right down. And this in gray, look at how elegant and sort of chic we can make it just by smoothing it back down again.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Kyle, Lana says, how often should you shampoo your wigs? I say, with a synthetic wig, these are Vibrolite. So they're pretty nice fiber. They don't need to be shampooed quite as often. I would say if you wear it every day, I would say maybe every 10 days, maybe 14, depending if you perspire a lot through your scalp. Some people perspire a lot through their scalp and they live in very hot climates. And so you may have to wash it a little more frequently. If you don't, then you can get by a little bit longer with it.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I always say, you know, you can't tell somebody. You will know when your hair or your wig needs washing. Like I say, necessity wearers, if you've got hair, you've got to wash it a bit more. This is why if you wear the wig cap, I love it because it stops the grease from your own hair going onto the wig. You don't have to wash it as much. If you've got no hair at all, and then of course, you don't have to wash it that much at all, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll show you this quickly. This going on. I love to shake this.
I know, girl.
Shake it, to wake it. Karleigh's going to hold the front. And remember, we've got these side tabs here. I'm going to pull back. We've got the unique stretch lace base. Karleigh's going to hold her side tabs. And that's when you know that your wig is on properly. That's your guideline. And then we've got the bendy wire here, which I can really snatch into the temples.
Right.
And look at this. That means that I can really manipulate this hair. And I love by just tucking this behind the ears. Look at this. It's on. Yeah. Gorgeous.
It is. So to answer Beth's question, it is a lace front, Beth, with a hand-tied top. Hey, Sissy Williams is watching. Hello, Sissy. Thank you again for joining us.
Sissy, my hair sister.
I know. Sissy, these are not heat-friendly fibers. You do not want to use any heat implements on these. These are monocrylic fiber, and you can shampoo them, you can steam them a little bit, but you don't want to use heat on them. So, all right, guys, this is all the best. And I want to say, if you're looking for a wig that can suit so many different face shapes, so many different age ranges, right? Because this is important too, because you want to carry something that you can offer to different people of different places in their life. This is one of them. All the best is really a little bit of all the best, right?
Oh, it's all the best. Yeah, I think if you had this in your wig shop, I like wigs that you can sort of turn your hand to most clients. And this is going to suit everybody. Like I say, could be 18 wearing this. You could be 80. It's gorgeous.
Yes. Ellery, I have to answer her question because she's asking if this is monofilament. Ellery, I don't know what you mean by that exactly, but let me explain to you. When we say hand tied, that means that several hairs are tied into one knot. Okay, monofilament, mono means one hair at a time. So this you're getting a couple hairs tied at a time into the top, which is maybe not quite as free-formed as a mono, but literally you're going to get all the same benefits of it. So that is the difference, and that is how this comes. So, kids, let's move on, shall we?
Great little wig. Great little wig.
It is a great little wig. It is a great little wig. So the next one we're going to show you in the lineup for spring is Spring Romance, okay? So I'm gonna give mine a little shake too, Kyle. Again, we say shake them, but it really, shake them, right?
Yeah.
We attack them. I think we attack them, Kyle. I don't know.
Well, I think last night, I like to hang it upside down for a bit because you've got to bring the wig to life, haven't we? You've got to bring it to life, give it some movement. And that's all really you've got to do because us at Gabor have done all the hard work for you.
Yes. Now, let me explain to you all. Spring Romance is the second one that we're showing you from the Gabor Spring collection. I'm showing this in GL 1214. That is the color Mocha. So it's a lovely, when you think of Mocha, you might think like dark, but this one is not very dark. It's got a nice neutral, almost like a dark ash blonde, I would say, to it. But it's got that kind of latte kind of feel to it. And one of the things you're going to notice in the overall shape of this is that we've taken almost like a chin length bob with some shattered bits throughout the form. So what we've done is we've really worked at creating a very textured, not constructed type of feel for this. It's going to be very loose. It's going to be very soft. And as I said, very textured, which is, I think it has a very youthful appeal that works well for younger ages and older ages as well. Yeah. What do you think, Kyle?
I love it, because there's something pretty about this slightly longer front and this lifting away from the face. I think it's a modern take on a classic cut because you've got all this lovely tons of choppy layer in here.
Yes.
But I love these side pieces coming down because it slims the face as well.
It does. It really does. And I just think it's a little detail that you can wear it coming forward, or we've talked about this before. It's about options and how you want to wear it. You could tuck this behind your ear too to give it a much more sophisticated look, maybe a little bit more tapered look. And that is what it's all about, right? With all of these, is trying to create and have a style that works for different people who want to do things different ways. So one of the things that Kyle and I always think about, don't we, Kyle, when we're looking at creating a style is what can you do with it? Where can you take it? And how many looks can you get out of it? Like we always say, it's like you're getting like 2 wigs in one a lot of the time, you know?
Wow.
3.
I mean, yeah, something like this, you can get about 6 or 7 different looks out, you know? Because
completely.
Sometimes we're all feeling the pinch. We've all had a hard time. You might have a business where you can't buy a lot of stock, but once again, you know, I love wigs that could turn into anything for your client. And this is what we try to do with these. We try to make them a little bit ageless, a little bit timeless, and they're gorgeous. But I love this bob. It reminds me a little bit of a sort of Whitney Houston cut too. You know that?
Yeah.
You know,
now, Karleigh, is Karleigh wearing is she wearing the Sunkissed beige?
Karleigh's wearing the champagne blonde.
Ah, the champagne. So you can see, for those of you at home watching, you can see in that there is, thank you, Kyle, for showing us the difference. So Kyle has the Sunkissed beige in his hands, and then the champagne blonde, which Karleigh is wearing. You can see it's a little more golden. It's got a little bit more of that champagne-y tone to it and a slightly more warmer root. So
definitely
a nice variety.
Yeah, it's a good sit back down. Thanks, Carl. Karleigh's only about 3'2", so she's trying to get back on the stool.
And I've had a drink.
And she got no heat.
And she's had a drink. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, look at this, because somebody asked me this today when I put it on Instagram. This is definitely more golden. This reminds me of when you want to be blonde and you say, hold the tone now. I want to keep that blonde, you know?
Yes, a perfect description.
It is toned a bit more. So more white, more gold.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful color as well. And you can see if you're a blonde or if someone's a blonde, they can easily transition from one to the other, you know? Let's talk about construction a little bit so you know what you're getting with this spring romance. So the construction on spring romance is I would say temple to temple lace. It does not extend down to the ears. So it is a normal lace in through the front. And then you have a mono part, okay? So you have some area in through the part, which is mono, and you can move that part over side to side a little bit if you want. Of course, you can wear these. If you train it a little bit, you can move the part on that 100%. So lace front, mono part, and then wefted with velvet ear tabs and velvet extended nape. Of course, our hook and loop adjusters as well. So Ree wants to know, are you guys finding that more and more people are asking for rooted wigs? You know, it's funny, Ree. I'm thinking we are getting requests for rooted wigs. We're also finding that some people want the root, but they don't want such a strong root. They don't want a black root in a light wig. And if that is your type of customer, if that is someone's preference, the Gabor collection is outstanding for that, because you are going to get the soft shades, which give you just a little bit of depth, just a little bit of dimension, as you can see on Karleigh, but it doesn't look like a black root. It's very soft and it's very elegant. You can see this too. This is the soft shade Sunkissed beige. There's a little depth there, but it's not like that dark stained root.
I like,
and the reason
a smudge root, Frank.
That's a great way to put it. That is a great way to put it,
like
because it is. Yeah, it's like you smudged some base color in there if you were at the real salon, right? And you just did your touch up. And you know, one of the reasons why that is there are benefits to every fiber. There are benefits to heat-friendly fiber, which HairUWear offers, and there's benefits to a monocrylic fiber. One of the benefits of monocrylic fiber is that we can create these softer shades that are not as strong and that are very subtle. That's not easy or as possible to do with all shades of a heat-friendly fiber. So a little information for you guys out there so you know that. Francine, thank you for joining us. She says, are there any rooted colors in this style spring romance? Yes, there are. There are. These are available in our soft shade colors. So check those out. And you guys, thank you for asking all these wonderful questions, because I didn't say earlier in the program, all of you who are asking questions today are automatically going to be entered into a bit of a raffle. And one of the giveaways that we're giving away just for watching this show today and for asking questions, we'll draw at the end of the program, is any one of the wigs you see here in a color that you prefer. So just wanted to let you know that. All right. Question. Kyle and I think you and I love this question. Carol Marks says, can you use product in a wig? Kyle, take it away.
Hello. Who asked the question, right?
Carol, can you use product?
Hi, Carol. Yeah, I've got every spray, every look, every potion. I really like to, like with this wig now, I like to really sort of quite wet it down a bit, because then I like to get this choppiness into the fiber, you know, because it's really breaks it up, and so it doesn't make it look too rounded, you know. Once again, absolutely. It depends on your customer, you know.
It does. You know, one of the things I like about this particular style, though, is that you can take it, and if someone needs a little more volume into the crown, you have the short layering in here where you could create that, right? If they like that volume but they don't want all the width, you can easily tuck it down into the sides and behind the ear. Like, can you show us that on Karleigh? Kyle, can you just like tuck it down? Because my mannequin doesn't have any ears, and you know.
Absolutely. What I do, so remember, built into all the temples are these velvet temples, and that's where you tally out. If you never wore a wig before, that's when you know your hairpiece is on straight. And then you can bend this into your temple, and if you have no hair at all, you can just see this beautiful bit of shadow in under. But what that makes us do is, look, we can tuck this completely behind the ear, and you just get that really lovely looking hairline, you know?
Really absolutely. It's a really cute style. It's very fresh, I think, without being too choppy or too textured where it looks like overdone. It's got just the right amount of everything, in my opinion. That's why I love it.
I like this shattered back too, Frank. You know?
Yes.
It's really quite funky. But of course,
absolutely,
we can smooth it down.
Correct. Kyle, Teresa Destasio, hi Teresa. She wants to know what you sprayed in the wig. I believe it's Restore, because I've been spraying Restore in the wig too. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I've got Restore. I've got, what I swear by is this little HairUWear kit. You know, the curl reviver, you got the Restore, which breaks up the fiber, and you also have the hairspray to hold it well. I mean, if you're going to be buying a wig, buy the product to go with it. And if you've got a wig shop, definitely stock our wet lines, because they're brilliant, you know?
Yeah. And you know, Teresa, it's a good point, because these are formulated. This is no joke. These really are formulated for use on synthetic fiber. So we recommend that you use these because, you know, it's going to extend the life of your wig. But if you want to use product that you prefer, let's say you're a hairdresser, let's say you use a hairspray you really like, you can also feel free to use that product on the wig. So keep that in mind. So again, I am showing you guys Spring Romance in the GL 1214. This is the Mocha color. Let's move her down a little bit. And Kyle, you are showing it in the
Champagne.
Okay. And just to reiterate, before we go on to our next one, this is a lace front, temple to temple lace, and then you have a mono part, and then the rest of the wig is wefted. So also a very nice price point, I think, for the look and the flexibility that you're getting with this.
Well, yeah, just quickly, Karleigh, face for me, look at this, because I was styling it different. I didn't style this away from Karleigh's face because I did the other one, but look at this. You can have a beautiful, take this right off your face as well if you want to. Because we've got amazing invisible lace, and our lace, spot on.
It is. You know, Sherry asked the question. Sherry asked a question, you know, and it's a good question because it's a question we get a lot lately. She wants to know, does it have a lot of permatease on it? And actually, Sherry, it doesn't. You know, even in the areas here where it's not mono, it's not, there's a permatease, but we've done it so softly just to create a little bit of volume. But if you open it up and look through it, you're not going to find that really strong permatease look in this. You're not going to see that. So we are kind of moving away from some of that in the styles that we're creating because we don't want to create too much lift and we don't want to create too much wefting. Of course, we have to do a little bit always, because if it's not hand tied, you have to conceal that a little bit. So that looks stunning. Kyle, that looks stunning.
Doesn't it look fabulous? It's very,
absolutely.
I just love it. I just keep on, you know, what I do with hair, and you should do this as well. Once you get it in, you just start sort of piecing it and bitten it until it gets your face shape, like this, like I've done with this for Karleigh now. I think this is
fun. Well, you know, I love the sweep away. You know, that's
lick, Frank lick.
I know.
I love it, Frank. It's famous.
I know. Well, thank you guys, Karleigh. Another stunner. Let's move on to our next one for spring. It's our third one. Of course, Mama's getting a little parched, so
I'm gonna take Karleigh's wig off. If you just want to know, I've started using these little hair grippers and I love them.
Yeah, they're great. Hey, is Jackie watching today? You know if she's watching.
Should be. She should be watching her children down in Wales. Mum, are you watching?
Hi,
Well, Jackie, if you're watching, I'm always in the market for a new vodka since you're such a big shopper for that.
Don't worry, Frank. When I move over, she's going to get you a whole range. Don't worry.
Let me tell you, my Welsh friends really can keep up with this Italian. Let me tell you. I will tell you that.
Yeah, very. But just funny enough, too, this is why I say Gabor is very close to my heart, because I started off working and designing with Gabor, and just before Lawrence left. And Lawrence, you know, Lawrence was started on Gabor as well. And can you believe it? My mother worked with the Gabor Wigs as well. So it's
I know.
A very close family affair, you know.
It is. It's all meant to be here. I mean, it really is. It's serendipitous, Kyle. Serendipitous. So the next look we're going to be showing, if I can get it to stay on my mannequin, is the Gabor Blushing Beauty. Okay, so Blushing Beauty is a mid-length bob with some curl and some wave, because we like some curl and some wave. And I'm just using a little bit of Restore Spray on this to bring out that curl pattern. And I just use my fingers just to kind of piece it out and style it a little bit. And you'll see that, you know, if you just go in there and you scrunch it a little bit, you'll bring out that curl. Now it comes to you with this curl in it. And incidentally, there's something that I wanted to address, because you will see in some of the products, when you open up the box, there's going to be a do not brush or comb tag in there. Now, we've been getting a lot of heat about that, okay? Let me tell you why that's in there, because it doesn't really make sense, right? Because if you have a wig, aren't you gonna wanna brush and comb it? Yes, you are. Yeah. So what we do is, if you read it fully, we say that because we have had clients who have purchased a wig and that had curl in it or wave or had a set. All of these wigs come to you out of the box with a particular set, right? Now, if you brush that out, if you like that tendril curl, if you brush that out, the only way to bring that back, you're gonna make it all full and fluffed out. The only way to bring that back is if you shampoo it again, comb it with a wide tooth comb and let it air dry. So we don't want you to really comb it or brush it until you get a load of the style, get a load of the curl pattern. And then, of course, if you so desire, you can brush it, but we want you to be aware of it. That's what that hang tang is for. It's created a little bit of confusion, I'm afraid, but I did want to clarify it today because, you know, I wanted you to know what we meant by that and why we put that in there, especially for those people who happen to order online and they're not working with someone who is in a wig shop and has the experience. They might just get that and just brush it right from the get-go and be a little surprised when they lose that tendril curl, if that's what they want.
And the thing is, you know, with curly wigs just need a little bit more attention. That's all, you know, it's a bit more gentle with them. Your best tool ever for curly wigs is your hands. I always handle it with my fingers first before you use a brush. But
absolutely,
we were asked a lot, wasn't we, Frank? We wanted some slightly longer wigs in Gabor, but we wanted wigs with texture. So if you've got naturally curly hair, this is fabulous. I mean, this works beautiful on the black girl because, you know, you can scrunch this up because we've got all the colors. But it's just pretty bob. I love the length and I just think it's so elegant. We've got that lace front and it's a really lovely length. Once again, for anybody who wants to wear this, you know, it's a pretty length.
I love it because you get that off the shoulder feel and it gives you a roundness and a fullness. If you need to balance, right, wider shoulders or wider hips or anything like that, you need that. It's all about the whole silhouette. And so we have a lot of women who are looking for something that has a little more body, a little more fullness. This is one of those wigs. And it's also one of those styles. You don't have to have a lot of skill and talent to make it look fantastic, right? This is just kind of like you're doing, Kyle, just pick it and go. You have all this wave and movement. And it just looks very stylized. It looks like you came out of the salon. Again, very good for a lot of different ages, depending on what you're going for. I am showing Blushing Beauty today in the GL 829. This is the Hazelnut, okay?
Yeah. I've got the stunning buttered toast color, which I love.
Nice.
It's a proper dirty, I think dirty blonde, sun-kissed blonde, you know, like an ash blonde with gold through it. But I'm using the curl spray now on this, and I'm just scrunching it up, and you just get that really pretty loose curl on this.
Yes.
So Karleigh, you like this?
Yeah, I love the color.
Yeah.
Yes, it's you're very Charlie's Angels in that, let me say, you know. So Melissa says, any tips to making the wigs appear more natural? And I don't know what you mean by that, Melissa, but I'm thinking maybe, are you talking about texture? And I think you might be talking about sheen, maybe something in that order. So I will let Kyle, if you want to address that a little bit, and then I can address.
Yeah, well, first of all, like I say, remember, this is not the true to life fiber, so it's a different fiber. So by using a bit of product, I really love dry shampoo. I love a blast of dry shampoo on the wig once you've decided to keep it. And it can just, you know, it takes a little bit of shine out. Some people love the shine, but I just like to take that away. But a bit of hairspray and a few brushes, and that goes anyway, you know? Once you go through this once, this fiber just turns into the most natural looking hair. It's fine.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And I think another thing, you know, that we do even for the photo shoots is we do use our hands a lot to bring out texture. So if you're trying to create smoothness, that's one thing. But if you want to break it up and make it look a little looser and a little more open and natural that way, using a little bit, I like to use the Restore. It's basically just creating some moisture, but it gives me the option to just kind of take my fingers there, break it up, and create a looser, more natural texture. So that's another tip that maybe can help. Diana, what does Diana say? Diana says, what do you recommend best for when my ends start getting a little crispy? Well, like when my ends get a little crispy, Diana, my bio hair, I say a little conditioner, and that is something you can do, is use a little bit of conditioner. We do make a Restore spray. We do make a detangling spray. All of those are designed to recondition the fiber. The other thing is you can, if you're a professional, I say you can go through and with a shear, you know, you can trim some of those ends off a little bit if you know what you're doing. If you don't, bring it to a professional wig salon, bring it to a stylist, and see that they can help you out with that. Yeah, all right, my darlings.
A bit of fiber oil too on the ends is great, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
A little bit of fiber oil. I just want to show you quickly, if you don't want it so sort of, you know, choppy and sort of not scruffy, but look, I'm taking my brush to this, and we can really get a lovely, elegant, if you're a lady of a certain age and you want something a bit more classic, we can just turn this into a really lovely classic bob.
Absolutely. And you get that softness. See what we're talking about earlier. When you start to brush it, you get that softness out of it, that you're going to lose that tenderly piece, but it's easily brought back with the shampoo or easily brought back with a little bit of Restore spray. I wanted to show you guys the cap on Blushing Beauty because you're probably wondering what it's constructed like. So we have, let me put it this way. We have an ear-to-ear extended lace front that goes into a mono part, and it's an extended mono part. So it goes all the way to the back. So you can really bring the volume down if you want to with this. And then the rest of the wig is wefted. It's on the personal fake cap from Gabor. You have the velvet ear tabs and an extended velvet nape. So that is a construction on Blushing Beauty.
Pretty wig, very pretty wig.
It is. And as we were saying, we can brush it, but look what it's going to do to that curl, right? It's going to take all that out, and it's going to give you a very soft, more voluminous, and less piecey look. So we can do that, and you can do that. So just make sure that you're aware of that when you're working with the wigs or when you're looking to style them, what the ultimate effect is going to be. But this is a lovely wig. Again, perfect for spring, perfect for this time of the year when you want some style, but you don't necessarily want a long, heavy wig. This is a lovely, elegant style that will take you from day to night, I think, very easily.
Well, there you go. I've just put a little, it's just enough hair. If you want to, you go in somewhere and you just want to sort of wear it up, you can. Just enough to wear up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty. Glamour.
So, a bit of glamour, right? We like our glamour, don't we? All right. So, there we go. Enjoy Blushing Beauty because she is a beauty. And again, very versatile. Another look that can be worn very big and full, or it could be worn much more demurely. So, kids, you might also have noticed that I've been working with this. These are 2 new combs that we have introduced to our lineup of implements and accessories, okay? So this is a wide tooth comb. It's got a very nice handle on it. This is great for raking through a wig, great for combing it when it is wet because you have a lot of openness in through this. And the plastic rounding between the teeth really allow the comb to glide through the wig. You do not want to use, boar bristle products. You do not want to use very fine nylon brushes through this, ceramic round brushes, anything like that. When you're working with a wig, it's best to use products that glide through the wig, that move smoothly through it, and also that are light. So this is also a pick comb that we brought. This is great for really long extensions, really long wigs to detangle. You just kind of run it through. So just want to let you know, these 2 new combs are available, and I'm enjoying working with them. Actually, it's been nice to have some new tools. Yeah,
I liked it because I was talking to Ellen, and it's fab. That little one works. It's great for you. We don't use the word pocketbook, but clutch bag if you're going out.
Yeah.
Purse.
Put your lipstick in. It's a great one for that, and it's a really good one. Ellen was showing me, to get really into the back there to detangle too. So they were 2 great products, which I haven't had mine yet. By the way,
they look
Frank.
Great. They look really good.
Yeah, you wanted one.
Yeah,
darling.
I need one, Frank.
We'll get it for you. All right, darlings. Well, let's go into really quick a recap of our winter collection. We're not going to keep you here too long, but we are going to go into a recap, and we're going to show you what Gabor had for winter. So on this show, you'll get the full collection for 2022. So our next look that we launched earlier, if you haven't had a chance to see it, or you might have missed it, is Sweet Escape. So let me get Sweet Escape. Sweet Escape is a short look too, okay? So one of the things you'll want to note about Sweet Escape is its construction. While it may look similar to All the Best, it's not as full, it's not as voluminous, and it's not as feathery. It's got a little more structure to it. So Sweet Escape has an ear-to-ear lace, then it is fully wefted into the top, and it has a mono crown, just to give it a little bit of a natural parting into the crown. So very nice price points on this, very nice wig, and also another classic shorter style that we think could suit a lot of people because it is a very uncomplicated, unstructured, very loose, very easy to wear style. So a little shaggier, if you're going to compare them, a little shaggier than All the Best, and also not as all the bells and whistles in it. You don't have that full hand-tied top with this. You have the mono crown and you have the lace fronts, but it's still just enough to make this wig fall into place beautifully. I think it's a really sweet look. And I like that it's got all this kind of fullness and this soft transition into the shorter lengths in the back. It kind of falls like between a short cut and a bob, don't you think, Kyle?
Yeah, it's got more hair to play with, but the fiber is a lot straighter. So you can get it like I've done on Karleigh here. Can you see it's slightly more razor cut? Yeah, and not so elegant and as the first one. But it's a very contemporary cut because I like the fiber because you've got this beautiful sort of straightened look to the hair.
Right. And
once again, the cut
I was
to the
gonna
back.
say, thank you,
Yeah.
Kyle. I was gonna say, can you spin Karleigh around so we can see the side? You see there's a lot more fullness and less tapering with the Sweet Escape than there is with all the best. So in general, it's hard to tell on my mannequin because the heads are smaller. So it's great to have Karleigh there to see that on her. And you can see how that has more body, more fullness overall in through the back, right? So it's a wonderful look for someone who maybe has wanted to try short hair, but hasn't had the opportunity because they needed a little more length throughout. And just a beautiful color. Kyle, that is which color? Because it's stunning.
Yeah, this one is it's the champagne blonde again, but it's funny because of the sort of straighter fiber, and I've used the product, you can see a lot more of the turn to Karleigh so you can see the more of this the smudged root here, you know, it's a bit edgier.
Exactly.
So
exactly. And I'm showing Sweet Escape in the GL1012, which is the Sunlit Chestnut. So you can see it's a very nice neutral brown, has some glints of gold in it, very nice and natural, multi-dimensional tones. So they look very nice out in the sunlight, but just an overall cute, classic shortcut. I don't even know, I can't call it a boy cut because there's too much fullness in it. There's too much playfulness in it.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, it's got a lot more hair in to play with. And I'm just loving this sort of over the eye, but there's plenty of volume here at the crown, which I love. Once again, another great one. Imagine this in gray. It would be absolutely stunning.
Yes. So Kyle, Lana wants to know, can you comb a wig when it's wet?
We don't advise it. Yeah. I mean, wet with product is okay, you know? Yeah. But when you wash your wig, you don't brush it when it's wet. Yeah. Exactly.
Lana, if you're thinking about shampooing a wig and you want to get through it and you want to sort it a little bit to let it dry, a wide tooth comb at best, right? Take that wide tooth comb, gently comb through it. They're a little more, they're a little less resilient when they're wet. So just be very careful, very cautious, but you can, but very gently, as Kyle said. Ellery, what type of wig grip is Karleigh wearing? Kyle, what has she got on, that girl?
Well, I was just watching, you know, because we got all our all-stars and all our Charlene's agents, and I was watching the girls, and they're just a material band, and they're made out of like a velvet. I'll show you. And I just got it on the internet, and it gives you, it's great for somebody if you've got no hair, because it sort of pads out a bit. But it's great, isn't it, Karleigh? Because what happens is I take Karleigh on the television and she goes mad because I get too excited. And she's like, Kyle, you're flinging the wig off my head, you know? Because I get a bit too, you know, too over thing. But with this, it's great on top of the wig cap. Now, you don't have to wear these bands, you know, if you're not too, but if you are somebody who likes to run their hands through their hair or maybe brush it when it's out and stuff, I find these are really great.
Yeah. The wig feels a lot more secure with this on, but I think it's personal preference on how confident you are wearing wigs as well. So
I think so too. And then if you tend to run a little warmer body temperature, sometimes you may not want to add anything else. So it all depends on the individual, but nice to know that we have options, right? The wig cap, we have the wig grip, or we have nothing at all. So wonderful, wonderful. Kathy Weisberger wants to know, will this cap fit a large head? Karleigh, are you pretty average size head?
Yeah.
Okay.
It will fit a large head, my darling, because I had this wig on today, of course, with all my hair. Karleigh's got a lot of hair and doesn't have a small head. So remember, we got our stretch base. Yeah. And a one-touch fastenings at the back. And I think it's a good size one. So I'd say yes.
Yeah, I agree too. I mean, one of the things you have to keep in mind if you're new to wigs or if you're not, is that these do stretch. This stretch lace is what makes it a personal fit cap. Also, the warmth from your head when you wear it every day kind of stretches the lace and molds it. So if you are of a larger head size, the longer you wear this, the lace, the heat from your head starts to loosen up the lace and it makes a personal mold of your head. That's why we call it personal fit cap. So maybe initially it might be a little uncomfortable, or you might find it maybe a little snug if you're a larger head, but trust me, with that and these hook and loop adjusters that you can open up, or even just, I know some women just cut them off. If they're a larger head, they just cut them off. They don't need them. So you have options with that. Again, let's go over Sweet Escape. The construction is ear to ear lace. We have a mono crown, and then the rest of the wig is wefted. So there you go. And also, I don't know if you guys, let me give you a little side, like some info. HairUWear is going to be coming out with a grip, very much like the one Kyle is using today. We'll see that later.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great.
Yeah. So,
because you know what happens is when I had clients, if you've lost your hair completely, you know, sometimes you just want something to fill it out a little bit.
Yes,
know?
exactly.
And I just think they're great. And I've started wearing it when I don't want to straighten my hair, and I wear my straight wig, my season sealer. I pop that on and it's fine.
Yeah,
great.
Absolutely. All right, so one of the styles you guys may have missed earlier in the year when we launched for winter is a style called Curves Ahead. Okay, and I'm going to be showing Curves Ahead. This is Curves Ahead. I'm showing it in this lovely color. We were talking about roots before. Soft shade sugared nickel, gorgeous color. If you're like a salt and pepper moving into like a light gray color, you have a soft rooted area here, and then you have this wonderful like platinum sterling ends on it. It's a very fashion forward color for gray, so check that out. I also want to address a question that Tara has asked that we also get quite often. It's, what do you do if you are a petite head, but the wig does not come in a petite size? Is there anything that you can do to fit a petite head? So I'm going to tell you really quick, Tara, and for those of you out there who are watching, you can close this down, this Velcro tab, to the center of the wig, okay? That will reduce the area in the nape. The other thing you can do, and you may not want to do this unless you're really good. I can't sew anything. I can't even put a hem in my pants, okay? but if you can stitch some wefts together, okay? And if you stitch these wefts together, you pinch them and stitch them, and you compress the cap size. So if you are good at that, you can, or you can bring that to a hairstylist or actually a wig salon to do that. Again, you just take the wefts, maybe 3 at a time, and you stitch them down. And that, if you go across, kind of like creates a little pleat and pinches the wig shut. So I like to do that in through this center area, okay? Because you have a whole range of wefting that you can address with that. It gets a little trickier if you start to do it into the nape, because things get kind of cut down into there. So keep that in mind. And then you really don't have to do it in the nape because you have these hook and loop adjusters as well. So, all right, kids, without further ado, let's bring on our lovely Curves Ahead. So Curves Ahead.
This is all for you, Frank, because I don't have my Curves Ahead.
You don't?
I gave mine away in the giveaway.
You're so nice. You're
when
so
we
nice.
launched this, because we have our own little competition here in Britain. So I'm going to watch style away.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Frank.
And it's the color.
The color's amazing.
Well, thank you. So what this is Curves Ahead is basically a bob, right? It rises above the shoulders. It's a layered bob that has a little bit of fullness, and it has a little bit of layering throughout. So it's got some wave, gentle wave. It doesn't have anything that is too curly, but just enough movement that you can style it any way that you want with just a little bit of spray with your fingers, but it's layered all over. So very tousled, very fresh. It isn't anything that's too constructed. And I wanted to bring this out again because I think maybe some people may have missed this early on in the year when we first launched it, because as I was saying, with COVID and with everything that was going on, we kind of had to move our launch date. So, winter became winter. So,
yeah,
so we're really excited.
When we were talking about it, it was just, couldn't be helped, wasn't it? Everything was backed up and we were all behind, and we just felt that, we launched it, but they sort of just slipped away. So we wanted to show you them again.
Yeah. So just a very textured, very layered look. I think a really nice style for most women to wear that want something that looks natural, that rises above the shoulder, doesn't have too much wave, but that does have some movement. So let's bring that to your attention. Again, let me call out the construction on this. So Curves Ahead is made with an ear-to-ear lace, as you see here, and then we have constructed it with a mono part, and the rest of the wig is wefted with velvet ear tabs and nape. So a nice little addition, a bob, but not like a real strict bob, something full, as I said, layered with a lot of movement, and very nice if someone wants a little bit of bangs, if someone wants just a little bit of wave. So, okay,
Great
kids,
length,
that's
man.
Curves Ahead. What's that?
Great length, really lovely length. Yeah.
And a great color. Isn't this a fun
But
color?
the
This is
colour,
that.
like, I keep on forgetting because that is so on trend now, that color, especially with the dark root. That'd be great on you, Karleigh.
Be gorgeous.
Yeah.
I know. And you're almost like your color, Karleigh, your natural color.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. All right, guys, our last one then that was launched in winter is called Forever Chic. And Forever Chic is doing very, very well. Let's take a look at that. I know, Kyle, you have the Forever Chic, don't you?
I've got the Forever Chic and I've got two. So I've made up for it. Yeah.
Good. So let me walk everybody through the construction.
Okay.
How about you get that on Karleigh?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you about the construction. Lovely, lovely construction on this one, people. If you've missed this, check it out. Forever Chic is made, it's so light. So it's made with the ear-to-ear lace, right? So you get that very natural appearance all the way down the side of the head. And then we go into a full hand-tied top. And then this is the pièce de résistance. We got a center hand-tied area right in the back. And then we go into the wefting. So what does that mean? It means it's a very light wig, it's a very comfortable wig, and it is also very natural. Kyle, I am showing mine in the GL 2729. This is the chocolate caramel. You just see like those wonderful caramel, chocolatey, milk chocolate tones in there. What do you got? Show me what you got on Karleigh while I get this one suited up.
I've got the blonde again. I've got the champagne blonde because do you know what happens with me now? Because you know I love these blondes. But
and you seem to get them all.
I do. And I think Carmen now just knows me too well because I didn't ask for these colors, but she always sends me the fabulous blondes because she knows what I'm like. Thank you, Carmen. But basically, we did a photo shoot and Karleigh wore this. And I just think it's such a great rock chick bob. You know, I love the length. Yeah. You know, it's so modern. It's just a classic bob. But once again, love the length on this. And I just like the texture of the hair. It's very edgy. It's fantastic.
Yeah, this is a nice addition to Gabor because it is a very modern cut. It's got that nice, straight, sleek look with just a little bit of bend at the sides, right? So pretty much a lob, you know what I mean? And it's one of the things that I really like about it is that it does have that modern edge. And look at, I don't know if you guys can see, if I'm showing it or if you're showing it, how, look at that in the front. Look at that low density, okay? There is not a lot of hair in here. This is very, very smooth. It's if you're not looking for permatease, if you're not looking for that volume and fullness, and you like your hair to lay super, super natural in through the front at a natural fall, you are not going to find anything, I don't think, in Gabor quite like this.
No, really beautiful, very trendy, very modern. Like once again, I love how flat we can get this because people don't want to jump from a lot of hair if you've never had hair, and if your hair starts to go a little bit fine or you're having hair troubles, you want something that's going to lay very flat. And I just love it. Karleigh's wore this out a lot, haven't you, Karleigh?
Oh, it's fabulous. It's so comfy and it's just the right thickness. It's just beautiful. Yeah,
it looks stunning on you too. I mean, no one would look at you and be like, oh my God, look at that wig. No way. There's no way. I mean, one of the things about it is you get this, you get this swingy movement and it just performs like real hair. And it's not so, I guess one of the things that I like about it, again, is that it's not so obviously styled. It's got a very gentle, even this side to it has a very gentle roll to it. It's not overly done. So this is Forever Chic. Again, I'm showing it in the GL 2729, the chocolate caramel. And Kyle's got a little treat for us too, because he's got another color he's going to put on Karleigh, so we can see it in even another color.
Because this is actually Karleigh's. Well, they're both Karleigh's, because I give them to her after the show. Got the
Karleigh, you always like make out, girl.
I know.
Well, she just sometimes says, "I'm having that one." And
I'm
But what we did, Frank, was I just want to show you. Remember, if you decide to keep these wigs, you can really just customize this. So Karleigh, we just cut some a little small bang into this.
Love it.
And it's really on trend now. Is this sort of bang, you know? And we just, all we did was razor cut the front, kept the length, and you know, once you have your wig, make it your own.
Yes, yes, and I love that. And we
small eyelash bang in there, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and we always talk about that, like, right, making it your own, because to me, there's always got to be a little customization involved to make it really suit somebody, right? Because not everything suits everyone. Now, if you're one of the people that you could pop on a wig and it just looks fantastic from the get-go, great. But make it even more you, just by, like you're saying, adding a little bit of a bang or adding a little bit of a razor cut into the front. I love that idea of personalization, and I think if you are a wig shop, that is one of the things you can offer your customers that they can't get everywhere, is that personalization. Show them where to wear it, you know, give them some ideas. And again, you know, you have a wig, Karleigh, you have this wig, you can wear it without the fringe, you can wear it with the fringe, you can do whatever you want with it. And, you know.
Well, we kept it. So if you do want to keep it as that one length, look, we just take that back in, and then you've got your, you know, your bob, how you're going to get it.
Exactly.
With all our beautiful guests who have come on the show, they've all got salons, and they do fantastic work when they customize them for the clients, because it's your hair, you know, and everybody wants their hair to have a little tweak. So it's great.
For sure. For sure. And, you know, tweaking wise, Betty Sue says, is there enough length to pin up or half up, half down? There is. There is.
Let me just show you.
You have it. Kyle's got a little clip there. You got a little clip there, Kyle?
Yeah, I did have one, but you know, oh, it's here.
Got one?
I get too excited and fling at them.
I know.
There you go.
But yeah, you could.
Yeah, look, it's just enough pretty hair. I love these long bits.
Yeah.
I love this honey pecan color too on you.
And you know, oh, that's the honey pecan?
Yeah.
You know, here's a good point, right? Because we're talking about customization. This is a good wig to have that you could offer to somebody and customize it, right? Those that want bangs, those that don't, you can really do it with this and very easily. It's not a whole lot of effort. So I think that's also a good point to make.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, to get, I speak to everybody on Instagram, and you know, this tip of just if you're going to work, pop it up for work. You know, save the fiber, stop the friction, and then of course, then you get a lot more longevity. I always find by taking the hair up. So then, you know, Karleigh's out for the night, and then she takes that clip down, shake the head, Karleigh, and then you got this fabulous contemporary bob cut.
Yeah, what's not to love? What is not to love about Forever Chic? It is Forever Chic. Although I'm going to say, Kyle, this is so funny. So Kathy says, Kyle, it looks like you're beating that wig. Like, does that damage them at all? Does that damage them at all? Kathy, Kyle and I love to beat these wigs. And I'll tell you what the truth is. This is the truth. This is the truth. Because when we say you have to give them a good shake, we mean that. But there is a way to do it. You never, let's clarify, Kyle, because, right? Yeah. You never want to grab the wig by the lace, ever, okay? You never want to put pressure on this lace area or the hand-tied area. When we shake it, we will grip it by the nape, okay, where the tags are, and we will give it a shake there. That is the strongest, most reinforced part, because you have the closures for the hook and loop adjusters, and you have usually an extended velvet nape, which is sewn very securely. So if you're going to shake it there. It's important to say, right, Kyle, never from the lace and never from the front, always from the back.
Absolutely. So. And just, girls, like I always give the analogy, you know, with the, when you got your lace fronts, just remember, just be a little, you know, have a bit of patience with them, be a bit more gentle around you. We want this lace to last. And,
absolutely.
Just, you know, take your time with it and you'll be fine. what I love about this length too is, once again, you know, beautiful length. This is my mother would wear this. She's in her 70s. Karleigh wears this all the time. I think it's classic.
Yeah.
Classic bob that's never going to date.
It is, and comfortable to wear because you got that lace front. You have that hand-tied top, and then you also have this beautiful hand-tied area in the back above the ear tabs all the way around. Very light, very comfortable. And you know, this hand tying in the back also gives you a lot of movement. If we turn Karleigh around, Kyle, and just show the back of her head, and just show that how naturally that falls because of that hand tying there. It just really falls like real hair. It really does.
Really lovely. And you know, this sort of club cut too is very, very on trend at the moment. You know, I love club cut just to the shoulders. But once again, I'm going to show you my top tip. I love these little clamp clips. You always take it at the nape and just twist it. You know, twist it up.
Yes.
Put your clip on. It's fine. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you guys, this is Forever Chic. Again, I'm showing it in the GL 2729, which is this beautiful golden chocolate caramel. Kyle, you are showing it on Karleigh in what color?
This is our champagne blonde.
Love.
Yeah. And then we've got our honey pecan too. So it's sort of our, you know, Karleigh likes to go dark now and again. Yeah. Pop this off for a minute, Karleigh. I'll pop this back on for you.
Kyle, Karleigh's non-committal ever, is she? Karleigh just likes them all. I think she likes them all. Which I love that she loves them all.
Yeah, and you've got to admit, when Karleigh said she was going grey, we were like, what?
Yeah.
It's really suited her, but then you're thinking about dyeing it again now, and you can't.
No, I'm going to stick with the wigs.
Yeah, why not? You know, why not? You can change whenever you want. You don't have to commit to anything. You want bangs, you don't want bangs. It is very freeing, and I hope that people start to realize that wigs is not a curse necessarily, that it can be very liberating. It can be very enjoyable. It could be like anyone who collects shoes can collect hairstyles and think of it as fashion. I know we think of it as fashion. We're also concerned about people getting the most out of their hair, and wigs are a great way to do that. So
yeah, absolutely amazing. Like I say, with all our girls, our all-stars, the people who follow us, you know, every day I love watching them. We've got different hair on every day. And it's just like I say, the stigma is completely gone about wearing fake hair. Extensions gone through the roof, and wigs now are exactly the same. So that's all I've ever wanted.
I know, right? I know. Tara asks a very good question. Before we announce our winner, I want to get to Tara's question, because she says, how would you recommend adjusting the front of a wig if you can't grab the lace? She says she sees a lot of people pulling on the hair to move the hairline down when they put it on. So here's the thing. I know we say that, and we do see people sometimes pulling on the lace, but one of the things I think that is best to do when you are doing this, Tara, when you're putting on a wig, let me show you a little closer up. When you are diving into the wig and you're stretching it over your head, leave the lace further down, okay? And then you can pull on the back of the wig to adjust the front, okay? Instead of pulling it too far back and then pulling on the lace to get it adjusted in the front. Yeah. So leave the lace further down on your forehead when you're actually putting on the wig, and then move it back. That's what I'm gonna say.
And hold your side tabs, you know, hold your side tabs, because they're very durable. There's wire in there, there's velvet covers, and you can really hold them and manipulate it by holding the side tabs too. Yeah, absolutely. Those side tabs, really, you can pull on those and adjust. They're very durable as well. Hey, Brenda says, if I ever come to Delaware, feel free to do her hair. Brenda, I will come there, I will do your hair, and we will go get a martini. Okay. That's what we'll do. So, all right, kids. You are Karleigh. I have to say, this has been our fabulous hour. I've really enjoyed hanging out with you two. I wish I could actually be there one of these days, kids. One of these days. I'll just say, we're moving in a shaking year finally. I'm going to be over with you guys very soon, and then we'll bring Karleigh over too, and we can do a shoot all together. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah. It would be fabulous. I would love that. So you guys, don't forget, you know, your catalogs, they are available online. Check them out. Don't forget, we have some new combs. Check those out.
And I guess it's time to announce the winner. So the winner for today's show is, I always want a drum roll. I never get a drum roll. Someone clang on the glasses, do something. The winner today is Diana Hollers-Gruber. Congratulations, Miss Diana. A round of applause for you, darling.
Well
Congratulations, Diana. How fantastic. Please, once you've decided what you're having, we'd love to see pictures of you in it for social media. It'd be fab.
Absolutely. Send us pictures, whatever you pick out. You guys, always a pleasure, my friends. You guys are looking fantastic. Kyle, isn't it what a coincidence we're both wearing leopard today?
I know. You know, it's just what a coincidence. You know,
you would have thought that we planned that. However, Karleigh, thank you, darling. As gorgeous as ever. Thank you for being an ever-evolving model for us, a mannequin, a moving mannequin. So,
yeah, and it's great to see you, Frank. Thanks for hosting it. Just want to say, miss everybody at HairUWear. Thanks to everybody at the backstage, Chris, Ellen, and everybody who put this together, because it's a lot. And yeah, it was fun. I think it's a great new spring collection, something for everybody.
Yeah.
And
yes.
As you say, get looking and get ordering.
Absolutely. And thank you everybody for watching. As usual, I know Kyle and I are always thrilled to be here. We always get excited that we're going to be seeing some old friends, meeting some new friends. Thank you for watching our HairUWear Cares live. And just keep in mind, we got some more stuff coming up for you for the rest of the year. And we got some really fun things coming up. So stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.